What's up, nerds? I'm Tom.
I'm Wes.
And we're taking a look at a wacky, waving, inflatable two-arm man party game called Space Off, seeking funding on Kickstarter. Did you like that? Was that good?
That?
Space Off is a very wacky party game that is likened to Mario Party in that it's a lot of challenges and mini games, but this is very much a party game. You want a lot of people, you want to have some drinks, and get silly.
It's very active. Like when we played it, and like we were like all over the house and running around. You're on the floor, you're jumping up and down, you're balancing things in your head, you're throwing things at each other. Like it got pretty wild. I think you mentioned drinks already. Drinks are definitely a nice addition to this. Not required, but it's that kind of game where just like you want to loosen up, you want to just have a good time, you're all going to look kind of silly and be ridiculous and it's fun.
You kind of petered off there at the end. But how the game works is ultimately, I think thematically, you are aliens trying to reignite a ship or something, but there's different parts of the ship. There's these tracks in the middle, right? There's 5 tracks. And you're wanting to move 3 of these tracks over to your side of the board. So in this case, Wes's team would be sitting over here, and my team would be over here. So Wes would be doing good on these 2 challenges that are on that side. I'd be doing good here. And this one's still in the middle. That one's up for grabs.
Yeah, so it's a tug of war on all of them, because you're as you win challenges, you'll move them over and back and forth. The middle 3, once they get all the way to your side, you do lock them in. So like once I get this here, it's done. You can't pull it back. I've got this locked on my side. The top and the bottom don't lock, but they only have 3 spaces on them. And so they're going to go back and forth a lot more.
And how you move these is by winning challenges. So all of these here are challenges, but there's different types of challenges, right? So like the very first one here is more of a thing that like your team is going to have to maintain throughout the whole round.
For multiple rounds.
For multiple rounds.
Because it's your full round, the other team's full round, and then back to your full round again. And you can have multiple at once because it's that round again. So on that round, you're going to get a new one. So as long as you're successfully doing it, you could potentially be trying to balance 2 of those challenges. They're like limitations, things that make it kind of more complicated and harder for you to complete the other challenges.
Yeah, and meaning like physical things. Yeah. It could be that you have to balance a card on one finger, or you have to balance a cube on a card the whole time.
On your head. One's like, put it on your head.
Put it on your head. While you're doing other challenges. While you're doing other things. And other challenges meaning like you could have to, where we have to stack cubes and copy what somebody else did, or we all grab the cubes as fast as we can, or we have to blow the cubes on the ground.
Set. Blow!
Now, it is also possible that there will be, it's not every single person on the team, so it will like tell you to pick a person, or if there's all of them, or half the team does it, or something like that, right?
So you want to be a little strategic about like, all right, you're already trying to do that, let's not have you do this right now.
Yes, which also is, this is definitely a more the merrier game. Like, you want and now of course the more people, also, the harder it is because then, there's more people talking and things going crazy and people getting wild. So it may be hard to get people to focus. But there's, in terms of the different types of challenges, the main ones that I want to bring up are the curse that we just brought up. And then there's the red and the yellow are more like traditional type challenges. But the blue are more specifically when you draw them, it's something you're trying to get the other team to do. You're trying to convince them or trick them in order to do this thing. So like, for example, get a rival to look behind them because you pointed in their direction, or get a rival to refuse handling or preparing game pieces that you need for a trial.
This one is trick a rival into picking up something from the floor and handing it to the player of your team. It was one of the things that I got most excited about with this is the amount of paranoia. Like, your team draws a blue card and you all just look at Tom, and Tom just pisses his pants.
Well, you guys, the second you drew the card, you all looked at each other, and then you were like, hey, Tom, hey, Tom, hey, Tom, hey, Tom. And I was like, I'm not answering any questions.
And I'm like, haha! It was to get the other person to not answer a question, which it wasn't. But, like, you never know what it is, and so you're immediately just like, I can't do anything. I can't interact unless I'm supposed to not interact, and then I need to interact.
They don't know that we know they know we know.
And then the last thing you're going to do is a grand challenge, which involves everybody at the table. So you're constantly involved, especially with the curse and with the blue cards. You're always interacting and involved, and you can kind of sit out a little bit again if you have to choose for this person to do that challenge or something else, right? By and large, it's not a game where you're waiting for your turn. Yeah. Right? It's a game where you're constantly involved, active, alert, drinking, partying, having a good time, and it does have these soft cubes.
Cheese.
So I will say, even if you're not actively participating, it is still just as much fun to sit there and spectate your buddies. Like, you're cheering them on, you're laughing at them, especially, again, if you're in a party setting, you're having a couple of drinks, like, it's still a fun time hanging out, and even, like, kind of meta participating if you're not the one actively doing the challenge.
I wrote Viper, Velociraptor.
Viper's not a animal.
Very big shrimp. Vampire reptile. Vampire bat. Yeah. Velociraptor 2.0.
That counts.
Victory squirrel.
Yeah.
Venomous.
I have a Velociraptor, a penguin, a very...
I will say that because it's a party game, maybe don't take it too seriously. Maybe don't go throwing things. All right.
Unless the game tells you to throw things. But...
Right. Oh, which it does. It does sometimes. I was talking about Liam, how he kept like throwing his glasses on the ground.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
But yeah, so you have the 3 challenges. You've got your purple challenge, you've got one of the 3 other challenges, and then the grand trial with everyone at the end, and that's a turn. And then it goes to the other team, and it goes back and forth, and there are several ways, like, there's the tug of war that can end the game. There's also just like a time limit to the game, like after a certain number of rounds.
The last lander part, right? So yeah, the game's not going to last for forever. If you guys keep tugging wars, because theoretically those things could bounce around for forever. Yeah. You'll do basically a blitz of challenges, but the people who have done better throughout the game. So if anybody has locked something on their side, actually maybe it's not lock, but just have it on their side. Let me double check. So if you have a lander part on your side, you'll start sort of at an advantage, and it'll be like the first person to get 3 cubes will win. So you'll just grab a bunch of grand trials and go through that until somebody gets to 3 cubes, which I do think is really good, because party games can sometimes drag on for a while, because again, laughter is great, but after a while you can be like, oh, this laughter is exhausting, you know, so god damn it. Doesn't overstay its welcome. Yeah. Very silly, very fun. We played with some people who aren't like serious gamers, right?
They're not our normal board gaming group.
Yeah, they're not in our normal board gaming group, and they absolutely loved it. Had tons of fun. In fact, I'm going to be bringing this to a family gathering for Easter, and that'll go over well. I'm certain I'll be showing up footage of that.
Yeah. As we mentioned, this game is going to be on Kickstarter. Definitely recommend you check it out. There will be a link down in the description where you can go on over to that Kickstarter page. As soon as it's available, we'll put the link down there, depending on when the video goes up. But you should definitely check it out.
There's definitely a link down there that is definitely available, definitely, and that's what? Damn it!
It's Game Toppers.
They're the sponsor of Neverboard Gaming. It's what we're filming on right here. They're cube proof. Watch. No damage. No damage.
There's also definitely going to be a button that says subscribe.
Oh yeah, that's great. It's your phone. So.
It's my phone. It's my $2,000 camera.